Good morning, guys. It's another glorious Saturday, spring Saturday here in the Northwest, and I'm enjoying a pipe in the woods. Nothing but forest, the sound of birds, and the stream. Doesn't get much better than this. I'm gonna miss this place. I'm gonna miss it a lot. Let's see here. 21, 22, 23, 24, something like 24 days to go before we take off for Ukraine. Plus, I don't know when I'll upload this video, so just over 3 weeks. And man, the time is flying. It's crazy. 3 weeks, that's nothing. That is nothing. So today we got a day of goodbyes for some friends that are taking us out to lunch, and then we're going over to some friends' house for dinner. It's a sweet time, enjoying friendship, savoring it, but then it's full of goodbyes too, and full of I don't know when we'll see each other again. We just Skyped last night with the pastor that we'll be working with in Ukraine and his wife. It was great. It's I don't know how to describe it. We're both looking forward to a partnership and friendship, and yeah, shared some laughs, and can't wait to get there, to get our boots on the ground and get to work. Speaking of that, I thought I would speak this morning a little bit, tell you guys about what I'll be doing in Ukraine, because you've heard me mention it a couple times, that we'll be going, that I'm a missionary and things like this, but I've never really shared anything. And I thought I would because, one, just so you guys can get to know me a little better, and two, is sort of a VR to Wayne. I had asked him a while back in the comments to one of his videos what he does for a living, and he started to tell me he made a VR, and he told me, maybe you guys saw it, about the meat processing factory or plant or whatever you call it that he works at. And he mentioned that he would love to own his own place and make his own sausage. And I thought that was great. You know, a lot of us have these desires planted deep within us, a calling, you might call it, to some sort of vocation or a lifestyle, or even to a certain idea. And it's always something special when you talk to a person, when you talk to a man, about what his passion is, whether he's doing it or not. Even if he's not doing it, just talking about it, you can see how it lights up his face, and how it energizes him. So Wayne, thank you for that. Thank you very much. And I hope you go out and do that. I hope you're able to go out and make that dream of yours a reality. I think making our dreams a reality is worth the cost. In most cases, it's worth the cost. And for us, our dream is serve the church and to share a message. That's what a missionary is, and that's what a missionary does. He's someone called by God and sent out by the church to bring a divine message to a foreign people, to a foreign country, to a foreign land. And yeah, like, it's all about a message. It's to go and to give yourself up for these people, to share with them what as Christians we call the gospel, which means the good news. It's about sharing news. What that God is alive. It goes so much beyond that God is real. Yes, of course, God is real. God is alive, but God has a message for people, and God is not silent. God is not sitting back and doing nothing. And we as people, what we need to know. Who is this God who made us, and what does He want from us? And that's my life's work. I love to tell the story. The God-man, Jesus, came to us and did for us what we couldn't do for ourselves. That He lived the life that we couldn't live, that we didn't want to live. That He laid down Himself as a sacrifice for us, that He paid our debt. You know, Easter was just a couple weeks ago, where we celebrate that not only did He lay down His life, and not only did He pay with His body and with His soul being crushed, but that He rose and that He conquered death, and that He gives us hope for our own resurrection and everlasting life with God. That's the message. That's the message that we bring. It's one of life. It's one of hope, of love, of forgiveness, of peace, of joy, that I'm no longer a slave to my sins, a slave to my desires. The Bible, and this is I don't want to get, the point of this video is not to preach at you guys, but it's a message that I love, so I get carried away sometimes. All right, well, what will we be doing? So that's what a missionary does, and me as a man, I'll be going to serve a local church that was planted a few years back and is struggling. It was planted because a Ukrainian church saw a need, that here's a people that don't have a church. They don't hear the word of God. They're wandering around. They're looking for answers, and there's no one there to help them. So they planted this church, and we're gonna go help them out, because the church is so small and the people are so poor that they can't support their own pastor. Support as in financially. So he's got to work a full-time job, he's got a family, and he's trying to serve the people at the same time. And it's a bit much, and it's been going on for years like that. So we're going to, oh, there's a hummingbird right here. It's fabulous. So we're going to come alongside them and lift their burden, and I'll be preaching, and I'll be working in the church, and giving him more time to spend with his family, and to spend raising up local leaders and getting that church on its feet. And as a family, our goal, our mission is to show a picture of that good news that I was talking about. So like, how in the world do you do that? So like, the idea is like charades. Like, what I have to show, what we have to show, is the gospel. But lucky for us, we can use words. But at the same time, like, Our goal is to show with our lives, with our family, to let our family be a demonstration. So how do you do that? Well, we're going to do that through adoption and dedicating our lives to saving some orphans. Our goal is to have 10. It's a bit ambitious, but I think we can do it with God's help. And like, how does that show what the gospel is? Well, that's exactly what, well, not exactly, but that's a picture, a representation of what God did for us, that He came to us. So we're going to go to them while they're still helpless, dedicate our lives for them, to do everything it takes to bring them into our family. There's going to be an exchange that happens. They're in a state of hopelessness, no future, no joy, just barely surviving, and each day, when it comes to its end, it's been a success if they're still around. And we're going to bring them into our family, give them peace, give them comfort, give them love, and they'll be called sons and daughters again. Over and over again in the scriptures, God uses the analogy of orphans to describe what He's done for us and who we are. That we're no longer orphans. That God says He won't leave us as orphans. That He'll come to take us to Himself. And plus, adoption in Ukraine is pretty rare. It's not like here in the States. And not only is it rare, like, it's been strange. Just telling some friends of ours back in Ukraine our plans, they like chastise us almost, you know, like it's a very foolish idea. It's irresponsible thing to do, to give of what little you have to somebody that's not your own. That's like neglecting your own family in their eyes. And so it's already provided some just marvelous opportunities to share with people the message that we're going to share. So we're really excited about it. And at the same time, just as like an added bonus, it's been great for our family to strive every day for a common goal. That no longer are we just like living for ourselves, but as a family, we have a mission, we have a goal, and every day we work together to reach it. It's been fabulous. Talk so much and your pipe goes out, huh? Well, there's the sunrise over the hill. This is just gorgeous. Okay, maybe I'll show you guys around. Yeah. So this was all forested a few years ago. Right up there is where I filmed my last video. That shack up there that's fallen down. Let's see. Is on my folks' neighbor's property. And that's pretty much where I filmed my last video. Alright guys, it's been glorious. Thank you so much. I'm going to finish my pipe. Until next time, be well and love truly.